Yo, thank you for joining. I really appreciate it. It's 7:36 a.m. Pacific time. It's December 15th, 2025. Let's begin. Democrats say they need leadership agree to back up bills to extend ACA tax credits. Those Democrats say they're lining up to support a bipartisan extension of enhanced Obamacare subsidies if they get a green light from party leaders. Of two partisan proposals to extend the Affordable Care Act tax credits, which are set to expire on December 31st, have launched this petition to force votes on their legislation over the opposition of the GOP leaders who control the chamber. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, a Democrat from New York, has declined to weigh in on either of the proposals, which would extend the subsidies for 1 or 2 years, pressing for his partisan plan to extend those benefits for 3 years. His strategy has been for Democrats to keep their powder dry and let Republicans in fighting on healthcare take center stage. But a growing number of rank and file Democrats say they expect that to change next week if it becomes clear that none of the partisan plans, Republicans or Democratic, have the support to move to the Senate. In that case, they're expecting Democratic leaders to rally around at least one of the bipartisan bills, which will open the floodgates of Democratic signatures on at least one of the petitions and force the legislation to the floor. We got to do one or the other. We need to make sure that something is done so the healthcare costs for the American citizens on the Affordable Care Act don't go crazy, said Republican Gregory Meeks, a Democrat. He's a representative, Gregory Meeks, a Democrat from New York. It's a critical action. I think people like to sign. As if the Democrats were simply waiting on the okay from Jeffries, Meeks didn't pause a moment. That's exactly right, he said. We have been given any guidance. Haven't been given any guidance, echoed Representative Amy Barra from California, a Democrat. But my opinion would be if nothing happens, if they can't pass a vote, I think we'll probably try to force a vote. This week launched two discharge petitions designed to force votes to prevent the subsidies from lapsing. One of them sponsored by Republicans Brian Fitzpatrick, Republican from Pennsylvania, and Jerry Golden, a Democrat from Maine, combines a 2-year subsidy extension with a series of policy reforms, including new income eligibility limits, the elimination of no premium plans, and the promotion of health savings accounts. The other sponsored Reps Jen Kiggins, a Republican from Virginia, and Josh Gothamer, a Democrat from New Jersey, features a 1-year subsidy extension with less strict changes to eligibility. Both petitions have won the endorsement of more than 10 Republicans and an extraordinary show of discontent by a majority party toward its leadership, but the success of either petition hinges on overwhelming Democratic support that hasn't yet arrived. Indeed, Democrats are approaching the cause with notable caution. We're actively reviewing those two discharge petitions, and we'll have more to say about it early next week, Jeffrey told reporters Friday in the Capitol. There are several reasons why Democrats, after fighting to extend the subsidy for months, a push that led to the longest government shutdown in U.S. history, have suddenly adopted a wait-and-see approach in the final stretch toward the expiration deadline. One thing, Republicans are currently at each other's throats over the fate of the subsidies, and Democrats don't want to distract the public's attention from that GOP infighting. For another, Democrats don't want to rush madly to sign the petitions, which might create appearances that the effort was being led solely by Democrats rather than by partisan coalitions that have championed the discharge campaigns. They're pumping the brakes in the hopes that GOP leaders, including President Trump, might be anxious about the political blowback of inaction and move on an ACA extension bill of their own. If all the Democrats come rushing into one bill or the other, it's like a Democratic bill bipartisan bill anymore. So we've got to figure out what's the right way to do this, said one House Democrat who spoke anonymously to discuss party strategy. Will the Senate or the White House or the Speaker say, we really try to get something on here and try to adopt one of these? Or will they continue to just use messaging bulls the lawmaker can? If I was counseling anyone, I would just say, keep your powder dry and let's see if we hear anything, and then pull the trigger. Democrats also cited a third reason for withholding their signatures last week. The delay, they say, puts more pressure on central Republicans. Senator 12 endorsed Jeffrey's discharge petition on the 3-year extension. It still remains the case that the most direct path forward in a straightforward extension of the Affordable Care Act tax credits, Jeffrey said. And there's one discharge petition that does that, and it has 214 signatures. Now we need our 4 Republicans to join us. Yet Republicans, even those pushing hardest for a legislative fix, that will never happen, said Jeffries. Since Jeffries' bill is a clean extension without any structural changes to the enhanced benefit program. Just to say 3-year extension and we're not getting to make any improvements or changes or anything. I mean, come on, said Representative Jeff Van Drew, a Republican from New Jersey. He called the Democrats plain bankrupt. GOP leaders, meanwhile, are pressing ahead with their own partisan healthcare package, which is expected to hit the floor this week. The legislation features a host of conservative policies, including an expansion of health savings accounts and association health plans. It also allows for a vote on a separate amendment to extend the ACA subsidies. Yet it's unclear if the Republican bill has enough support to pass through the House, let alone the Senate, where 60 votes are needed to overcome a Democratic filibuster. Democrats' 3-year extension also faced long odds since it failed in the Senate on Thursday with support from just 51 senators, 9 shy of passage. The 2 bipartisan bills as the last best chance for Congress to prevent health costs from spiking for more than 20 million American supporters say. If you want a deal, you're going to have to work with the Republicans, Golden said, and the same is true in the other direction. Democrats are favoring the Kagan's Gotham bill because it has fewer eligibility restrictions and other conservative policies. That petition also has 39 signatures, 28 of them Democrats, just 24 endorsements. On the Fitzpatrick-Golden petition, split evenly between the parties. Will probably be more inclined to support the Gotham petition, Vera said, but the Fitzpatrick one is acceptable as well. It's unclear, however, if all Democrats are on board. Already, there are policy concerns being voiced by more liberal Democrats who have always been wary of the shift away from federal subsidies to health savings accounts and other conservative policies. Given that this is going to need a lot of Democratic votes to get across the finish line, it's got to be something we actually believe in, and it's got to be something that is not restricting the use of these subsidies people need so deeply, said Representative Pramila Jayapal, Democrat from Washington, former head of the Congress Progressive Caucus. Still, after bashing Republican months on the urgency of averting the cost cliff, Democrats would also face their own pressures to swallow their policy changes in order to secure an extension of the subsidies and relief for millions of Americans. It's a wait and see scenario, Barr said, but obviously we don't want folks to get hit with these insurance premiums hikes. Alright, also, again, thank you for joining. Really appreciate it. Smash that like button, comment down below, let me know what you think. Subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram, the Studio 11, the Studio 2020. Thank you for joining, and I'll see you in the next one.